harder, right? Think we can handle it. The big thing that you have to be careful about is that we're not just kind of adding a number to both sides. We are actually squaring the whole side, right? So that's why it was really important for us to isolate our radical. It also means that if one side of your equation is not just a pretty little number like a 5, if it's, for example, a binomial like x minus 4, we are going to have to square the whole side. So how do I square the whole side? Notice what I did. I put a parenthesis around the x minus 4, which is the whole entire right side. You will not get the right answer if you square just the x and just the 4. You cannot square term by term. No squaring term by term. You have to square the whole side. Now, luckily, this one is only a binomial that I have to square. It's not like some huge, gigantic thing that I have to square. Binomials are still a little bit of a pain to square, but we can handle it, right? Luckily, we know the special product for squaring binomials. Not that very many of you guys use that one, but I'm going to continue using it, so maybe eventually you'll start to use it. Remember, you can always FOIL, but if you want to use the fancy one, here's the formula for the 10th time, okay? A minus b squared is a squared minus 2ab plus b squared, okay? Or you can FOIL it. But if you can use the fancy formula, we're going to square the x. That's easy. X squared minus 2 times a, which is x, times b, which is 4. We do not need to worry about keeping the minus sign attached because the formula takes care of it, especially out here with this b squared plus b squared, which is 4 squared. All right, so let's just simplify a little bit and dig in and see what's going to happen next. X plus 2 looks like it's going to equal x squared minus 8x plus 16. All right. So remember we were solving rational equations, and sometimes you got a linear equation after you've cleared the fractions, and sometimes you got a quadratic, and you had to use different techniques. Same thing here, right? Do we have a linear equation or do we have a quadratic? We got a quadratic, right? So we got to solve it like a quadratic. We're going to have to move everything over. I'm just going to do it all in one step, if that's okay with you guys. I'm going to subtract the x and the 2 from both sides. Whoa, a lot of control there. And you know me, I like to put everything on the left side. It's not super necessary, but I'm going to do it, if that's okay with you. So we're going to have x squared minus 9x plus 14 equals 0. Do a little factoring. Anybody figure out what the two numbers are? Negative 7 and negative 2. And we're going to set our two factors equal to 0. I'm sure by now you guys can see ahead what the answers are going to be. It's always the opposite, but I'll just show my work here. X minus 7 equals 0, so one of my answers is going to be 7, and the other answer when x minus 2 equals 0 is 2. So this time we got 2 answers. Cool, that's totally fine. They might both work, one might work, or neither might work, right? We don't know yet. So we really want to check for extraneous solutions, see what's going on here. So we got x equals 7 or 2. Come back to our original equation if I can find it. X equals 7 and 2. Not a lot of work room here, is there? I'm going to write them again up here. So we either have 7 or 2, and then we just try them both and see if either of them end up giving us extraneous solutions. So starting with the 7, let's just erase this. Give myself a little room here. So square root of 7 plus 2, does that equal 7 minus 4? And you guys can hopefully tell really quickly whether it works or not. You can just kind of see it in your head, right? Square root of 9 equals 3. Great, beautiful, wonderful. Right? Totally good. Now let's check out the 2. Square root of 2 plus 2. Right? Does that equal 2 minus 4? What do you guys think? No. Square root of 4 does not equal negative 2. Kind of close, but it's a principal square root. Principal square roots, we need the positive ones, right? It's sort of like that first one we had with the extraneous solution, right? So what happens is we have one extraneous solution. The 2 did not work, but the 7 was great. So like I said, we might have both solutions working, or we might just have one solution work, or neither. This one, it turned out just the 7 worked. Cool?